There we go.
Come on in. What are we hunting tonight? Why don't you just decloak and have a seat right over there? That's right, right over there. Why? Well, because this is Predator and Prey. Which are you? I'm Chris Hansen.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Predator and Prey. I am one of your HOTU Clan hosts, Justin the Owl, and I'm happy to say that the HOTU Clan is reunited in this episode. Everybody's back together again. Yay! We have the High Priest of Khonshu, Ray, over there chewing on some sausage.
It's been a long time, General. How's everyone going? Always happy to
What
be
the
here.
hell are you?
We have Sparky. Hello, Sparky. How are you?
I'm good. Hello, everyone.
Good to have you back with us again. And also returning, he was absent last month. Russell Rasucha is back with us.
Yay.
Guess who's back? A fucking alien.
For those missing Peter Keys, he's back, baby.
That's
It's too
right.
late
He's
to go
back.
home now. The lions, the tigers, the bears. Oh my!
Oh
Just
my.
Has not been the same without you, man.
That's right.
Exactly.
Has not been the same.
It sees our heat.
It's great to be back.
Yeah, welcome back, Russell. Yeah.
You guys did a great episode last month in my absence, and I missed you all. And
Yes, we're very much missed.
I'm happy to be back.
Back.
We have a special occasion today because we're talking about a brand new issue that just came out a few weeks ago, Predator versus Wolverine #1.
Now,
Hey,
Sparky, you had some, Sparky,
historic.
You had some. Oh yes, it is historic. But Sparky, you had issue with the order of the names, right?
Yes, I do. I have a complaint. I don't know who is responsible for this egregious oversight, but Wolverine, first of all, should get top billing. I'm not even that much of a Wolverine fan, but everyone knows that he's
more
big,
famous.
Yeah, he is the star of the
Yeah.
show, right?
Right.
Should be
yeah.
Wolverine versus Predator, because every other thing I've read, for as long as I've been reading, has always been blank versus Predator, right?
Mhm.
Alien versus Predator, Batman versus Predator. It rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
That
Perpetual
people-
underdog.
Yeah, exactly. People come into the shop, and when they were adding it to their pool list, they're like, "Yo, I heard there's going to be some miniseries Wolverine versus Predator. Can you add it to my list?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's not called that, but I will put that on the list. That's what it should be
Yeah,
called."
we're gonna start calling it that anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You should.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've been doing pretty
Yeah.
good. I've been trying to get myself to say Predator versus Wolverine, but sometimes slip of the tongue. Like,
Now, if I may just give a counter argument, just very briefly.
I'll allow it.
Okay, WVP sounds better than PVW.
Sounds like a car.
It
you driven
sounds
the
like
PVW?
it sounds like a wrestling organization. Welcome to PVW. No.
Wouldn't that be an argument for
You're
my
right.
argument,
I don't know
though?
what I don't know what
Yeah,
I'm
true.
talking about.
Oh.
Exactly.
I'll
You're
see you
just all
later.
over the place, man. You're a loose cannon.
Here we go. We'll just put Bob in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's
Oh,
Bob
Bob's
tonight?
back.
There he is.
Yeah, Bob.
Exactly.
Yeah, the HOTU clan
There he
is
is.
back, baby.
He's
right.
gonna take over for me.
He's a man of so few words.
That's right. The strong but silent type. I agree with you, though, Sparky. I definitely agree with you, though, Sparky. It sounds better to say Wolverine versus Predator. Like it,
Yeah.
it slips off the tongue better than Predator
Yeah.
versus Wolverine. That's
It
just kind of phonetically, it's more cumbersome.
Right. It makes
Yeah.
sense. And honestly, it kind of it kind of implies, I think, that, like, I don't know, I always got the sense that it was always like, oh, just have someone versus Predator, any, like,
Yeah.
the actual main character
Anyone.
versus Predator. And
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
it kind of looks like it's like, oh, just throw Wolverine at him. It'll be like X versus Wolverine, so and so versus Wolverine, and it's like that's not exactly what this series hopefully is going to be. I want to see
Right.
more Blank versus Predator Marvel books
Mm.
because this
Mhm.
first issue,
Well-
we'll get into it, but this first issue was great.
Yep.
Yes, it might imply that actually that the Predator wins at the end, right? How about at the
Oh,
beginning of the
yeah.
time?
Because he's
Yeah.
killing.
I don't know how that
Wolverine.
works.
Right.
Exactly. I don't know how that works, but
But
you know, he's hoping. So
Yeah, we'll see.
That's,
Yeah.
that's an exciting idea.
Ray-
I honestly, I think the Predator
Predator's-
has a snowball's chance in hell of
Yeah.
defeating
yeah, exactly.
Wolverine, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
I'm a minority of one, so
two thoughts there. One, Ray, we had two series just called Predator, and he still didn't win.
Yeah, that is a common
and
thing.
and
Sorry.
watch Marvel do something terrible and call it Predator versus Alien
Oh no.
Oh,
instead of Alien
no.
versus
No.
Predator.
Well, I'm
but-
assuming the reason they have the order that they have is because they want to keep things alphabetical.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they would go back to Alien versus Predator. But now if they do additional Marvel character versus Predator things, they're all going to be a little different depending on which character they pick. You know?
Predator versus Zax would be one.
Like,
that's electrifying right there.
like Amazing
Predator versus the
Spider-Man
man thing. Yeah.
versus
The man
Predator.
thing.
Yeah. or
Predator
like,
versus the Bi Beast.
Yes.
Ooh. Man Mountain Marco. That would be a good battle, actually.
Man Mountain Marco.
Former 1-800 contact spokesman.
Watch out for that. Never mind.
Power Pack versus Predator. That's what
Oh well.
Oh. Jeez.
it'd be a comedy.
The-
It'd be a comedy.
No, the Max version.
Well, we did get Archie versus Predator. I mean, come
Oh,
Yeah,
on.
true.
That's
Okay.
true. Yeah.
We got
So much-
Archie
so much
versus
is possible.
Punisher too.
Oh, we did, didn't we? Far out.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Frank gets
Predator
around.
versus
Ow.
He-Man.
Oh man, the
Oh, well,
sky's
he,
the
yeah, well,
limit.
you know.
Well, yeah, that'd be back at the other place.
Right.
The Predator would be so confused with Skeletor, though. It's like someone
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
started this
I know.
already.
Someone's already
Yeah,
flayed your head.
They-
yeah, I'm not having sloppy seconds.
Somebody half finished this.
all right.
Yeah.
What does it
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, before we talk
Well-
about the issue, though, we do have some hardcore news, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah. So
The streets are running red.
The streets are running red.
I wanted
I
to
was
let,
waiting for
I
Russell,
wanted,
you
I
know.
wanted to
on
let
vacation.
I wanted to let somebody else do it.
But you do it so well.
The streets are running red with blood. Harrigan! Harrigan!
Sorry, Justin. We have one viewer I see. I'm hoping they are staying with us.
No,
Please
they
mind the
saw, they
madness.
saw me doing that and they left.
Yeah, well, we can now purchase and watch at home. Prey on home media has been released on Blu-ray
Yes.
with a
Physical
ton of
media.
that.
with a
Yep,
ton of
with a
bonus
ton of
features, which
features. Yeah.
I haven't actually watched yet. Have any of you
I
purchased and watched
haven't
it?
bought it yet.
I
I
haven't.
haven't yet had the pleasure, but
When-
I'm very much looking forward to it.
It's quite pricey, right? It's the steel book we're looking at. It's quite.
Mm.
Yeah, is it the steel book that you guys? Yeah, I've seen that on Amazon. So.
Yeah, I haven't bought it yet either, but it's definitely on my list for around Christmas time. Yeah.
Mm.
I was thinking we should do an episode maybe about the bonus features on that. If you guys are keen on
Absolutely.
that, yeah,
Yeah,
Which
that'd be great.
means
we can kind of deep
we
dive
need a
into some of that
deadline.
stuff.
We
Yeah.
need a deadline as to when we all buy it. Then, so
Yeah,
that will
that's
give us
true. Yeah.
access to buy it.
Yeah.
So let's say
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Rush out and buy it.
We've got
I've got to get to the store.
We got to put it. No, but seriously, yeah. If we say by, I don't know, shall we all have it by the end of October or something, or end of November? I'd be.
Listen here,
End of
Ray.
October is pretty realistic.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Let's try
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Cool. All right, yeah, and we should do a
yeah,
bonus. We should do it.
Yeah, do an episode about those. I think that would be fun. We could kind of delve into some of the documentaries, and I bet there's going to be a great ton of information that we never would have thought possible. Yeah.
Wow.
And we also have another little bit of hardcore news, which Russell, I'm going to turn that over to you.
The NECA Prey Feral Predator is hitting the shelves now.
Yeah, it's out. It's out now.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Yeah.
Yes.
Very nice.
You can find that. I mean, the thing is, I don't know how easily you can find it, but it is out there. It is out there.
Fantastic.
You
You heard it here
want
first. You heard it here first. Listeners, we have all the details. It's there somewhere.
Yes,
That's right.
yes.
That's
And
right.
I think Sparky had something, a rumor.
Oh,
she says.
Sparky.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I would not. I mean, take this with a grain of salt because it has not been reported or confirmed by any like reputable production source or anything. But there have been rumors floating around
Oh, yes.
that they are seriously considering a sequel to Prey.
Oh,
Prey
right.
2.
Yeah.
Yes, I read that too.
very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Again, it hasn't been confirmed, so it could just be people talking or what have you. But I think the idea is very exciting. I know a lot of people have their own like wish lists of sorts for a sequel. Some people want a direct sequel where it's literally like the other predators landing, like picking up right where the first movie left off, and then other people are like, no, let's just completely do a different setting or time or something, keeping the spirit of that first movie.
Yeah.
I would be interested in either scenario.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had
Yeah.
a direct sequel yet
Never.
in terms of like character A going through next movie. It's still character A.
The closest was the two AVPs because
That's right.
the end of AVP is at the beginning of AVPR. So
Right.
right.
That's right. Yeah, that would be either one of those scenarios would be great. Yeah.
I think I also saw something more about the unreleased AVP anime. They talked to somebody about that. Somebody that worked on it. I didn't read the full article, but I know that they confirmed yes, this exists. And
there was I guess he would kind of be, I don't know if he was one of the producers or the equivalent of like a showrunner for it. He did an extensive interview, and then I think the actual Japanese director that they were working with also chimed in separately. That was like, yeah, we did do this thing. Yeah, it's been like it's been resurfacing a lot throughout this past year, I think, of people continuing to talk about it and show interest. So I'm hoping that Disney and the powers that be see that, and maybe they're kind of just waiting for the right time. I hope we do get to see it someday.
Oh man,
Yeah, I
would
hope so.
love that.
That
Yeah.
seemed like something, and of course this is shady and underhanded, but this seems like something they would have released during the strike, because it's already done. It's already finished. Let's just put this out so we have something, and we don't have to pay anybody.
Yeah, you'd think that they would, but they're I feel like they're not always not
Smart?
notoriously like prescient when it comes to the timing
Right.
That's
or
true.
like ideas. You know,
Yeah,
they
they
miss
might
the
be
mark a
waiting
lot.
for another movie to come out before they release something like that,
Yeah.
which I think would be a shame, considering that it's
Oh,
done.
Noel's here.
Hey,
Oh,
there's
ring.
Noel.
Oh, ringing.
Ringing.
That is the most inside of inside jokes, my friend. But
Deep
I
cut.
one more little thing, and this is only barely Predator related. Barely.
Okay.
So the new Mortal Kombat's out,
Hmm.
and Mortal Kombat always has guest characters. At least the last few have, and Predator was a character 2 games ago.
Right.
Well, the co-creator of Mortal Kombat put out a tweet that was like, "Would you like to see previous guest characters return?"
Ooh.
And that was a resounding yes. So people are speculating, okay, are we getting the Predator back?
Oh, interesting.
That'd be
And
cool.
also they said, well, what can they do differently? And they were like, what if it's the feral Predator?
Yeah,
Oh,
yes.
that would be
nice.
cool. That would be
Yeah.
very cool.
I would love
What,
that.
which Predator did they have before? Was it just Jungle
It was
Hunter?
it was like a generic amalgamation of there was Jungle Hunter and just it was kind of its own thing, really, but it
Okay.
mostly resembled the Jungle Hunter.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, feral predator would be great. I mean, I know there are a lot of people in, and you can't help but not run into it about people not happy with the feral predator design, but I think it's great. It's something different.
Yeah.
You know, which
I
we're
really
talking about a
enjoyed it.
different era as well of predators. So
It's
yeah.
also a different, what did they say, different tribe?
Yep.
Yeah, from I don't know if this is like it's hard to say what's like canon,
Right.
you know, anymore.
Yeah.
But I remember reading in an article. No, it's the chopper. No,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the
the
chopper.
chopper.
No, I'm
for
in the, I'm in
those
the
who are
chopper.
listening and
That's
not
right.
Yeah.
watching, Noel just
Watching the
asked,
video.
is Ray in his car?
Yeah, it's a chopper.
Is
It's a
Ray
chopper.
in his
Yeah, you know-
fucking car?
Ray with the hat and the headphones
And,
and the
Yep.
sunglasses
And the
little
sunglasses.
window and you
Yes.
really do
And
the microphone.
One of these days, please just start the stream with like a chopper sound effect and playing Long Tall Sally on your
I
stereo.
should. All right, I should.
That would
I
be
should.
great. But before I forget, yes,
I love
Every episode he podcasts from this car. Maybe.
It's true.
there was this article talking about how essentially, okay, like Jungle Hunter, City Hunter, they're from Manhattan, right?
Mhm.
And Feral Predator is from like the Australian bush, right? Like opposite side, different.
I don't know whether
continent.
to. I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or not.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I like it
think
because
it's
I like it because he's kick-ass. He's kick-ass. So yeah.
Yeah,
I'd like to
I
take
think
that.
it's a compliment.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's a total
absolutely.
compliment.
beat up a bunch of Frenchmen, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, who
Like
doesn't want to?
dozens of
So
to any French listeners out there,
apologies,
Yes,
apologies
yes,
to our
yes.
French.
I
listeners.
love
That was a joke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it time for the trophy room?
Yes, I think so.
Hang on, let me
let's-
just Let me
Oh,
just quite
yeah.
quickly. Yep.
Thank you, Ray.
Okay.
Sparky, do you have anything that you want to any new
Well,
trophies to show off?
we are talking about Predator versus Wolverine
Uh-oh.
number
Ooh,
1,
come on.
right?
Yes.
So,
Show us. Come on.
I do have
Okay.
one of the incentive variants, but not with me.
Okay.
Ooh.
For today, I brought this really great Peach Momoko variant cover, which I really
Wow, is that a
love.
variant? Wow, I hadn't seen that one, but I didn't know you did
Yeah,
that.
so it's
Awesome.
Logan
That-
It's like
and
a
the
mosaic
Predator
or something. Isn't it?
fighting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
you can
right.
see in the top, it has this like weapon X little helmet thing. You see a close up of the Yautja, and then there's like a
Mhm.
Wolverine
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
cool.
down there,
Oh, I
and then
love
like
it.
a skull there, which is very
Oh,
She's
cool.
designed it. That's
What a
She has
fantastic.
she has such an amazing style.
So
Yeah,
good.
it looks so good. I love the colors. It's
Yeah.
strangely like this particular cover. It's like it's very cool. It's very badass, but also kind of cute in a way.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
with like her shapes
She
and
she
Yeah,
the
does.
some of her
color.
stuff is like that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
she
got a
does.
cute edge to it, but it's
Yeah, walk that fine line, which is really cool. Yeah.
yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I remember seeing some of her covers for was it Psylocke Demon Days, and they were just
Oh,
Ooh.
right. Yeah.
incredible.
Oh yeah, X-Men Demon
Yeah.
Days with
Yeah.
Psylocke. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
very
think that was
cool.
the first time I saw her stuff. Yeah.
Ray, do
She's
you
really
have
good.
anything?
Yeah, not in the chopper at the moment, but I did pick up. I posted it on our Discord, so any listeners, please jump over to Discord. It's a lot of friendlies there. You can check it out. But I did get a couple of variants apart from the regular cover. I got the and I've forgotten the gentleman's name. I think it's Mike H. I'll call him. And there are two covers. One that pays homage to the Incredible Hulk Wolverine cover with
Oh yeah.
Wolverine
Yeah,
and the
the
three
Oh, yeah.
claws.
protection covers.
Yeah, so I got two of them. I got one with Wolverine doing it and the Predator in the reflection of the claws, and then I got the other one, which is the Predator with its blades up with Wolverine in the reflection, which is really cool. So I like that
Fantastic.
homage. Yeah, but I like that Peach
Love
Momoko
that.
cover. My God, I think I might
Yeah,
get that one.
that's gorgeous.
Yeah, honestly, I had to. I think the only one I didn't get was like the one in 50, or was it the one in 25?
Oh my
Can't
god.
remember right now, but yeah, I got like all of
Is
them.
that
All of them
the?
that I could.
Yeah, right. Awesome.
Mr. Owl?
I'll let you
How
go.
many?
I will go last because I have
Oh.
a big one.
But I had a question.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie
Three, obviously.
A 1, a 2, a 3.
Russell, if I told you that, I'd have to kill you.
Oh.
I don't remember that part of the commercial.
I've died before, Justin, so it wouldn't be the first time.
Resurrected.
So to the NECA shelf I went, and it's always wise to respect your elders.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, the
Look
big
at
daddy
the lead in,
himself.
Russell.
That's so
And,
cool.
Goodness.
He's gorgeous.
your
He's
elders.
got this
God,
just amazing cape. I
Yeah,
just
the
love
what's
red
that made out of?
It's so
It's
cool.
it's a cloth cape. It's almost got a fleece feel to it.
Oh wow,
Ooh.
that's so
And he's got can't see. He's got the little T on his head, the little
Oh yeah, the little the scar
marking.
thing.
yeah, that like he put on, or the other Predator put on what was her
Lex.
name? Lexi, or Lex's cheek.
What's her name? Do you not know? Sorry, that was
I had a momentary lapse. I knew it started with an L.
Alexa Woods. Put some respect. Okay.
Now- yeah,
That's right.
but yes. I'm sorry. I've got Peter Keys on the mind. That's all I can think
Yeah.
about.
The heavy burden to
Well,
bear. It's
yes.
understandable.
He's slowly possessing me.
He's taking over.
You don't know where he starts or ends, and you begin.
That's right.
My wife is having a hard time with that.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
She'll be like,
Drop
"Oh,
it.
we've got to make our appointment."
Too late to go home now.
Oh no.
Come on, honey. Can you please stop it with that?
No.
So Justin, grand finale here.
Yeah, so this is an omnibus that
Uh-oh.
I have
Oh.
been waiting for
I know
literally
what this is.
decades, and this is kind of a repeat. So I'm sorry for Gamma Charge listeners that have
Yeah.
already heard this a little bit, but I'm a big fan of the DC character, the Phantom Stranger. He's one of my
Mm.
holy trinity for DC.
Oh wow. Okay.
I have waited for years for them to reprint the old Neil Adams and Jim Aparo stuff from, and Denny O'Neil stuff from the 60s and 70s that hasn't really been reprinted, at least in color, in any form. And I knew that they were going to get around to it at some point. And finally, a couple of years ago, they announced this omnibus, which collects all of that stuff. And it's massive. And it was on pre-order for literally years. I think like 2 years, but it met with a lot of delays and was postponed for a long time. But it finally came out, and I'm gonna lift it so you can see it.
Like lifting Mjolnir.
Oh, look at
Whoa, look at
Wow.
that.
So that's the
Oh,
cover.
That's amazing.
that. Justin, you got some guns now.
You could kill a man with that thing.
Yeah,
One
it
swift
is.
Alright.
Yeah, it is
hit to
a
the head.
beast. Yeah,
Between
That's
that one and your Captain
crazy.
Britain one,
yeah.
you got Arms Day covered.
Exactly. And it's perfect in time for October too, because these are all like supernatural kind of like
Yeah.
Yeah.
weird
Nice,
ghost
yeah.
stories. So
How
I've been reading,
festive.
yeah, I've been reading a couple of them every night, and it has been so much fun. It's been
Awesome.
worth the long wait of finally waiting to read these stories. Yeah.
Now
That's
we need them.
awesome.
We need them to reprint that Spectre one. That's the one.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to get your hands on that one.
Ostrander? Is that one? Yeah.
No, the older
No,
stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did an omnibus of that, which I scooped up quickly after it was released, and it kind of went out of print real fast. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like spending $300.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I don't blame you. Hopefully they will reprint that one because it's really good. Yeah.
well, are we ready?
Yeah, I think it's time to get into our fresh wounds. What do you think, guys?
Let's do it.
Snick.
Woohoo!
I got my schnicked in there.
I love it.
Yeah, so today we are talking about Predator versus Wolverine #1,
Mm-hmm.
written by Benjamin Percy,
Mm-mm.
artist Ken Lashley. We actually have a few different artists on this book. Ken Lashley,
Unfortunately.
Greg Land,
That guy.
Yeah.
Jay Lyston, Andrea DeVito, and color artists Juan Fernandez, Frank Diarmada, letterer VC's Corey Petit, and I was looking for the editor. Oh, Sarah Brunstad, sorry.
And let's not forget the cover artist.
Oh,
Mark
yes.
Chiletto.
Yes. thank
Beautiful
you,
work.
Frank.
Yes.
Yeah, excellent cover. Yeah, gorgeous
Did we-
stuff.
Did we lose Ray? He's turned into Hercules. There he is.
Oh, there he
He's
is.
back.
Sorry, just had to readjust. It's getting quite crampy in here.
The phone overheated and
Uh,
that
the-
sausage
chop-
stick
I
got
had
you.
a dead. Oh, that sausage was delicious.
the chopper's taken off.
The leg was a bit dead. I just had to readjust. All good.
Are you sure you weren't tussling with a platypus out there? That's
Watch out for
Mine
those poison
too.
claws.
Or bin chicken or something.
Bin chicken. Yeah, yes. Yeah, the ibis. They're terrible, guys. I tell
just-
you.
I mean, you've got spiders the size of your head, and you've got everything kills you, and you've got this guy that just shows up and spins around going blah 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 blah.
No, that's the place over. That's next door.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah,
right.
he's over on the island.
It's all connected. It's all,
Yeah,
It's all connected.
That's right.
but yeah,
But all good. Yes, sorry, the credits. Yes, and yeah, and boo some of the artists. Boo.
oh yeah, and it shows in this too. Unfortunately, but
yeah. But overall, I mean, what did everyone make? I thought this was an absolute. This exceeded my expectations, actually.
Mine too. Mine too.
Yeah.
I'll go on record as saying I'm really not the biggest Wolverine fan. I think he's really overused a lot among a few other characters, which I won't bother naming. I think I grew up reading X-Men, and so he's kind of like he's like Uncle Logan. He's always been there. He's always been around. He'll always be there. He's like the mainstay, and he's fine. It's just I kind of wanted the Predator to fight somebody else, but having said that, though, I was made a convert by this issue because this made me really excited again, not only about the concept of Predator versus Wolverine, but just Wolverine in general as a character. So I consider that quite a feat. Yeah,
I echo that because like I'm sick of Wolverine, just like most people are. But I also understand that if they were going to kick off a Predator versus a Marvel character, Wolverine made the most sense.
It does make the most sense.
That or the Punisher were my two top choices. But I will say I agree with Justin that this converted me. I was interested in the Wolverine parts of the story, and I thought it was fucking awesome. And just a quick sidebar. I'm kind of glad that Wolverine didn't go to get a sandwich at one point during this. And Justin, do you know what I'm talking about? You remember on that one issue where Wolverine gets a sandwich on the Blackbird? He starts flying through the car.
But and bonks poor Storm in the head and knocks her out.
Gives her a concussion. Catch him, Colossus. No, but we've lost Ray for good now. The chopper went down.
It was the sandwich reference. He was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna head out. They're bringing up some old Wolverine references.
It's that episode of MASH. Where the chopper goes down.
He hit some wind, with some turbulence.
But Sparky, what do you think?
I have to echo the sentiments of I'm not like a super huge Wolverine fan. I mean, I respect. I know he's like a fan favorite, been around forever. He is an excellent choice to go up against the Predator. Like Marvel, they didn't want to take chances. They wanted a Grand Slam success. And I think it was for what we got. I also agree with some of the sort of a little less I don't know. I don't want to say lackluster aspects when it comes to the artwork. We're kind of beating around the bush a little bit, but like Greg Land doesn't really necessarily have a good presence in the Dark Horse converts mind, so to speak, in terms of like the work with Alien and the controversy around all that, and then what we've seen from him in the past. There were moments in the book I felt like just a lot of inconsistencies with the detail and skill. I felt like you could really tell when he had a strong reference, call it, and when he didn't, and was just kind of making the deadlines, just trying to get something onto the page.
Well, Greg Land's known for two things: tracing things and objectifying women. And thankfully, in a rare instance, I'm glad that there's no women in this. There's an old lady,
and then there was one of the Athabascan
Yes, you're
women
right.
Oh, right.
carrying a baby, but other
Mhm.
than that, yeah, there weren't a lot of women out in the frontier, I guess, so.
Yeah. I think was there a female member of the X team at the end? I can't remember.
No, I
I
don't
don't
think
think
so.
so. No,
I-
it was
no.
Maverick, Sabretooth,
And two people I
Jackson.
hadn't heard of.
Yeah, I thought one of the no. Okay.
I assume that we don't know them because they're going to die.
Right. They're
But-
gonna have their spinal columns ripped out by issue number 2.
Oh yeah, that hair, like one of the team members has long hair and it's particularly flowy, but I can't see if this character if they're shaped like a Dorito or if they're shaped like an hourglass. So I can't quite tell yet.
That's how you know.
Dorito versus hourglass.
Yeah. That's how you
And,
can tell. They're cantaloupes.
Right.
Yeah.
They're shaped like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say the Ken Lashley art was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah,
I
those
loved it.
first few pages. Yeah, fantastic.
And if you thought Marvel was going to hold back because it was a Wolverine book, nope.
no.
Lots of gore and viscera on that first page there.
Yep.
So I went into this mostly blind. Like I didn't read like a whole lot of solicits. Only what we talked about on the show is what I knew about. And I did not know that it was a story across time.
Oh, that was a big selling point
nice.
for me, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. I like that aspect too. Yeah.
I like one of my favorite Wolverine series is that Wolverine Origins series from like the mid 2000s.
Yeah, it's a classic.
But I love seeing Wolverine like in different periods of time and seeing him as a fur trapper. I don't know why that just clicked with me. Like he would be so successful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I loved how he talks about. Oh, we have Ray back.
Ray's
Yay.
back.
Hello. Sorry.
Welcome
The
back.
phone overheated.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
get it
you
out of the
guys
sun.
Are
Oh,
getting
no.
into
Nah, I
the
did.
thick of summer right now, right?
Oh, it's quite hot. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got the
Oh,
air
no.
conditioning on, but I think it's just, yeah. Anyway, sorry, I
Well-
missed everything.
Well, Ray, we'll get your take. What did you think of? I mean, obviously, we briefly discussed like the controversy of Greg Land's art in the past.
Mhm.
What did you think of his art in this versus the Ken Lashley art?
I really enjoyed the Lashley art.
Yeah.
Look, yeah, Greg Land. Look, and I know his problems as well, and it's just ridiculous what he does. And time and time again, you can see, references and all that. I try to just kind of like blinker myself from all of that. And yeah, follow pretty much more the story. And I don't know, it's kind of like have that art in the periphery and just focus on the story and the characters. So I felt it was really quite consistent like throughout. But yeah, Lashley's art is brilliant. I absolutely love it. Yeah.
But I was just talking about how I didn't realize going into this that it was a story across time. And I think that makes it really interesting. And Wolverine as a fur trapper is perfect. But this like intro, just like I guess you would call it in a television show, would be the cold open because it's before the credits. Is so fucking good.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really has Wolverine in his element. Like, Percy manages to just really encapsulate that kind of bestial animalistic side of Wolverine, and he does it really well. And it obviously helps that it's set kind of in the in the will in the past.
And Wolverine is the one at the disadvantage here.
Yeah.
And I just love it. And I love these little instances of details, like the close-up on the Predator's helmet. You see Wolverine claws. Like,
and then we see them actually being made
Yeah.
the story gets going. When he or actually, I think that's from the bear.
I think it's from
It's
the
from the
bear,
bear.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
when the
okay,
bear, when the
that's
bear
Well,
holds
that
him
probably-
as
kind of
the
looks
king.
like the bear was kind of an extension of Wolverine, I think,
Yeah.
thematically. You know,
Actually,
definitely.
I'm wondering. I don't know if we get a good shot of like the Predator's body. I'm wondering if he has like a wound from Wolverine later in the past, but later in the story, Wolverine kind of gets him like in the chest.
yeah,
Yeah.
it looked like the neck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I was
that's right.
like, man, he's
he
really
survived
tough.
that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that before. Yeah, they're tough. They're tough bastards, that's for sure.
Right, and that
and-
was the bone claws, obviously, not
Yeah.
the,
Right.
not
Yeah.
the
Before,
adamantium.
yeah.
So
This is several years before that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he had his bone claws broken as well in this. issue as
yeah,
well,
oh
didn't he?
man,
Yeah.
Yes.
that made me hurt. I
Ooh.
was like,
Yeah.
oh,
And you could see it on his face after it happened.
Yeah.
That it was
Yeah.
agonizing. Yeah.
Yeah, but just quickly, just back to the depiction of the Predator and in art. What really stood out for me was, as you said, Russell, the cold opening where you kind of get Wolverine and the Predator kind of both of them grizzled. There's a
Mhm.
shot early on where it tracks back in the past, and then you see the same Predator, but even with the helmet on, even with no facial expressions or any sign of the face, you can tell it's like just a younger Predator, and it's just the way that it's drawn. Like the body is slightly less muscular, a little bit more
Mhm.
smoother, and
Yeah.
I just like how the art was able to convey that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the armor looks really polished and shiny
Really new,
and clean
yeah.
and new.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we see this is the part that I really loved was when you first see the Predator, it's
Mhm.
walking along, and then it discovers the corpse of another Predator,
Frozen.
That was
frozen in the
Frozen.
ice,
favorite
with
parts.
arrows sticking out
Yeah.
of it. I loved that. I thought,
It's
oh,
Captain America Predator.
He's not doing too hot though.
Nah.
I don't
He
think he's
doesn't got
coming
that
back.
shield.
yeah,
Nah.
he didn't get a chance to set off his
Yeah.
his nuke.
But he
I
had
also
his
have- Oh, go ahead. Go
Oh, I
ahead.
was gonna say I just love the little detail of he's holding that shuriken
Mm-hmm.
in his hands,
yes.
and so our Predator in this story is like, ooh, I'll take that, you know?
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
want to just say that I love that Wolverine was living with a bear, but
Yeah.
as soon as I saw that bear, I was like, "Oh no,
I know
Oh, yeah.
another bear got taken.
that bear's going down."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah. Sadly,
They
there were a
put up
lot of
a-
animals
yeah.
that died in the
Mhm.
course of this issue.
I know. It was slightly comical, that killer whale. Did you see that when
Oh,
the Predator
I laughed out loud at that.
Yeah, the montage of the
Yeah.
Predator going
Yeah.
through different. I was actually really impressed with the characterization that this Predator
Mhm.
gets. We don't get a
yeah.
whole lot of that even with the main Predator series with Marvel, the
Right.
two
Mhm.
previous series we've had. The Predator's there, but we don't often get some action,
Yeah.
usually attacking or stalking, but not
Yeah.
a whole lot of other things. And
Mhm.
just the scene before the montage with the mountain lion and the orca, when the Predator is kind of testing out his new toy, and he's
Yeah.
just kind of terrorizing a
Some deer.
herd of elk. Yeah.
Oh, is it
Some
elk?
elk. Yeah.
And he takes the antler off of one of them and then hits it again, kills it, and he walks over to it. He picks up his shuriken, and then he kind of just it seemed like a very teenage kind of juvenile thing to do, but he kicks the antler
Yeah.
away, and snow comes flying up, and it was just such a interesting thing to see. I can't imagine seeing that in a movie
Right.
or
No.
anything. That's the kind of stuff they never show us of just
The-
the Predator doing things, you know?
The closest is in Prey when we saw the progression. There was the snake, and then it was
Yeah.
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 But-
And I actually didn't like that. I thought that all that stuff could have been edited out. Yeah.
From
That's right. I
Prey.
remember you saying.
From Prey, yeah. I
Oh,
felt like it
interesting.
gave a little bit too much away. I always felt that the first time we should have seen the Predator was the part with the bear. When she's hiding from the bear, and then all of a sudden you see the claws come through. Like that would have been, to me, the most striking way to.
I agree with you in a movie sense, like in a terms of suspense, but I also like seeing him work up the food chain because he has no idea what these animals are capable of.
That's true.
Yeah. I do like the. I mean, we did discuss this before, Justin, as well, about it, and I feel that may have not. It could be edited as well, but what I think is important that is it establishes that whole thing about. Like, this is the first time that we saw the Predator in Prey, I think, at least in the movies, of it feeding up the food, going up the food chain, and establishing that in a cinematic universe, because it's for all intents, it's like why is it only just hunting humans and or aliens, and obviously they're big fish, but there's got to be a rationale behind that as well, and they've got to have built up to it. So yeah,
I think it also shows, this is a bit of a tangent, but I think it also shows a bit more of the Predator's motivations. I feel like a big theme of that movie that's not often brought up is a very important line from Naru's mother, where she says, she's talking about the purpose of the katamiya, how you think she's asking her, like, you think that the point of katamiya is to prove you can hunt, and she says that the actual purpose or the point is to survive, and like that's what's important. And I think that's what separates the Predator of all the movies, really. Like with the first one and the second one, like they're not here to like survive. In a way they are, but they're here for like whatever is motivating them for the hunt, be it like glory or some their own kind of purpose.
I think it's a total commentary on hunters who hunt to survive. Like they eat their prey, and then
Right.
the big game hunters that go on safari
Just
and
for-
just kill animals
Yeah.
to kill.
For sport.
Yeah. Like when we see Naru hunting, it's for food. You know,
Right,
she
right.
hunts all the rabbits, and we see her actually consuming the rabbits. But with the Predator, when we see him hunting, it's out of like, oh, what can I get that's better?
Right.
And we see him making
It's a
his trophy
progression.
with like the wolf skull. So I think that was a way for them to use a visual cue for the viewer to be like, here's what he's here for,
Right.
and it's like
Yeah.
different
Yes.
for
That
Naru.
Yeah, true.
have we ever seen a predator eat on
Only
camera?
in the comics.
Only comics, okay.
And I
Did-
think
it-
in the book there's a predator who eats. But I
Not
don't,
in no. I was thinking of the Predator, but he actually just takes a bite out of a human to kill it.
Oh,
doesn't
right.
eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because there is a scene where you see the Predator use its mandibles, but
Yeah.
I was thinking,
Yeah.
maybe it does eat, but no, it didn't. No.
Is that from the only good scene in that movie?
the lab escape.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
there's two scenes in that movie from what I remember. There's the lab escape, which is the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
And then I think the big super duper predator like bites a man's head off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I'm
assuming
thinking.
he spits it out. I can't quite remember. I've only seen that
Yeah.
movie like once.
Tastes like
and then
chicken.
I rewatched the lab escape scene, but
Oh,
Yeah.
which has a Peter Keys in it. It has a Keys. In it.
Yeah.
Yes, there's
The
the keys.
Son,
Yeah.
son of
Fucking offspring.
Keys Junior. Yeah.
oh gosh. Well, we've
so-
gotten completely sidetracked.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to. When we first got to this this like bar, this tavern, where Logan says it's a bad part of the area and like all the scoundrels go there and all that. And I only go there when I need to. And he's greeted by this really rich looking, and just immediately you're like, this guy's an asshole. He's just
Bowler hat.
and
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm not gonna lie, the first time I saw him in that first panel, I thought, oh, that's Mr. Sinister.
Oh.
but it's not.
No, but that's very, very cool.
It's a very villainous mustache, though.
Yes, because Mr. Sinister has been alive since the late 1800s.
Oh yeah, he was around
So,
then. He was definitely around then. He was probably hanging around there too.
yeah. But
Yeah.
obviously we get this awesome bar annihilation.
Oh god, yeah, I
but
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, I feel like
young Logan.
Mr. Sinister would be one too many things
yeah,
for
Yeah.
a
Oh,
quick
yeah.
right.
miniseries like
Absolutely.
this.
But
Especially
Mis-
something that
Yeah.
you want to. Yeah.
Mr. Sinister would love the Predator. I'm going to
Oh,
study
yeah,
the Predator.
geneticist.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Try to clone that sucker. Yeah.
Mr. Sinister versus a Predator. That would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Predator's like, how many times do I have to kill this guy?
Yeah,
Oh, that
exactly, yeah.
reminds me what you just said. Let's put a pin in that because I
Uh-oh.
want to ask you guys about ideas you have for another versus Predator
Oh
story,
yeah.
and
Yes.
that one, I got one. I think.
Oh.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah. Look.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say for that scene as well. A little part of me was also saying that it was massively tropey. I mean, we see Wolverine in the bars, but it was still enjoyable. Like, despite the fact that how many times have you seen Wolverine sitting at a bar and then get picked on? So many times, or just at a bar. Like even the first X-Men
in the first
movie.
X-Men, yeah.
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 But I don't know. There's just something fun about having it done again, and him just being written well by Percy. So it was fun to watch, despite being done a million times before.
And
Percy's been writing him.
Right.
Percy is the ongoing Wolverine writer, if I'm not mistaken. So
that's right.
Yeah. And he wrote the audio drama as well.
Yeah.
The Longest Night. Yeah.
Have you ever heard him speak? He has the most wonderful voice.
Oh, no kidding.
He's got a Wolverine voice.
Yeah.
He sounds like Wolverine.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
But our shitty guy in the bowler hat, of course, turns out to be an asshole and
shoots him in the back, literally. Yeah.
Has the most hilarious death.
Oh yeah.
He tips his hat and he's like,
at the door.
I no longer need them, and then boom,
headshot.
It reminded me of the
giant plasma bolts.
Yeah. It reminded me of the Isla's death. I think it's Isla from the previous series.
Yeah.
Her head just
very
disappears.
Explosive.
Yeah.
They turn
There's a
to,
bunch
like,
of
goo.
I love this Predator helmet too.
Oh,
yeah, I like
great.
the sort of like a fish scale sort of detail it has in the top there.
It's a merman Predator. Merman.
While we're on that page, this is another instance I feel where I don't know if it's just there's something about the Predator here, how he's drawn, that just seems a little off.
Is it the torso?
Yeah, it's a lot of things. It's just like
it's almost like the armor's too big for him.
Yeah, well, the hands has so much more detail than the whole rest of the body.
Yeah.
And I feel like jumping back a bit to the animal killing montage.
Yeah.
There's a scene where he's going after a ram.
Yes.
And you see him jumping, and the perspective is very it's not quite where it needs to be.
Yeah, terrible proportions. He looks like a frogman.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little hesitant to be like too harsh because, like, speaking to enough comic artists, I understand that there's really tight deadlines. Yeah. And we know Greg Land's deal, and I don't want to be, despite everything, I don't want to be too hard on any particular comic professional.
Yeah.
But like,
he looks like a frogman.
I can't help but feel like there's just, I don't know. You can really tell, like the opposite page where you see the Predator taking that elk skull and mounting it on a tree almost reverently. Yeah. It looks so much better.
Yeah.
And that action scene of the predator leaping at the ram, and so
Yeah.
like those kind of little inconsistencies were a
Mhm.
bit distracting. But as Ray said, I was still able to just focus on the story and really
Right.
enjoy
Mhm.
that. But I
Mm.
couldn't
And
help but like notice those things, you know.
back on that, that
Mm.
panel that we were talking about where his body doesn't have a lot of detail yet. Like he doesn't have any boobies. Like you would think he would
I
have
don't
like
think any of them do actually. Well, oh, you mean like muscles?
muscles. Yeah.
Yeah,
like
I
in
know
the
what you
pectoral
mean.
yeah, there's no yeah.
Even if
there's
Yautja was
no
younger, I feel like there would be some
yeah.
body
Yeah.
masks.
There's no
And
definition.
Yeah.
the head looks massive. I know they already have big heads, but it looks massive.
Yeah.
Like
Mm.
Too big for
um,
the body.
Yeah,
Maybe
again,
it's is particular about that, a bit sensitive towards that. So don't don't raise it. It's just
the
slightly different from the other predators.
and
the following page. Sorry, Russ, were you gonna?
I was just talking about how you were right earlier. It looks like he gets stabbed in the throat.
Mm.
But
Yes.
maybe it's more of like his chin because he gets him right under the mask.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so much blood coming out.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it was in the throat. But he's still able to go ack ack. So
Mm.
Is that a Mars Attacks reference?
maybe.
The
But also that panel where he's stabbing Logan with the spear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The head also looks
Yeah.
a little bit
Yep.
too big for the rest of the body there.
But Sparky, is there something you wanted to bring up? And I
Oh,
interrupted you.
no, you're good. I was curious what you guys thought. That close up of the predator's like face reveal,
The face,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
it looks really good.
It looks
Suspiciously
familiar.
good.
It looks familiar.
Ah,
is what it
Doesn't
looks
it?
like.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
see that and I'm like, I've seen that before. Where's that from? And I didn't know if
Yeah.
that jumped out to you guys at all or
I
not. But
think
I was
I
like,
I think I know where it's from.
Yeah.
yeah.
It looks almost exactly like Marvel #1 Predator.
Yeah.
Like the
Okay.
cover of Marvel #1.
Oh, the cover.
Oh,
Yeah.
Marvel #1. Okay.
Yeah, there's just something about it, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like when things look kind of off or
Stands
wonky,
out.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
that was where he had to just draw something.
Just
And then
draw
when
something, just
something
trace
looks
it.
really good, I'm like, what's
Yeah.
that from? Which is not a good feeling to have when you're
No.
reading.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Like, because there are certain things like when it comes to, I guess in a sort of storyboard sense, like the flow of some of the action, like the comedic timing of the man with the bowler hat just being evaporated. Like that's good.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
does some things that are actually really entertaining, but you have to kind of sift through. You have to just kind of ignore.
Yeah. And I've
all
seen
the
way
other
worse
stuff.
art. Like even
yeah.
if it is, traced, at least it's not like Hulk 2099, Justin.
Right.
But, where nobody looked the same on any page ever.
Yeah.
But
And I think it's symptomatic not only of like the Predator and of like your particular artist we're talking about, because I remember the Philip K. Johnson Alien series. I was listening to AVP Galaxy again. A shout out to them; they're a great podcast, and they're far well versed in Alien than I am, and they were picking apart Salvador LaRocca's art. A lot of it was just pure. Trace from a particular and I
Oh.
wonder if it's these properties like Predator and Alien where there is a tendency to actually just fall back on past material and just use that it's not, I'm not saying it's good or anything, but it seems to be happening a lot like in Predator and the Aliens.
Yeah, I can't help but feel that people are. I mean, how often do you have to draw a Yautja, right? Like, and their facial, they got so much going on. And so I can imagine if it's like, okay, you got all these deadlines, you got to turn in these pages. What are these bastards even look like? Like what it like.
Yeah.
And you're like, look at all these references, and sometimes I can see
Yeah.
the appeal of like, okay, well, someone
Yeah.
already did it. Let me just kind of borrow from there.
Yeah. Oh no, you're
It's-
absolutely right. I mean, the level of detail. I mean, for an artist, because it's an alien features for the face. Like, how does it work? Like, unless you have like a puppet, with a movable parts, and you can actually, it'd be pretty hard to visualize. I think.
Yeah, you'd have to like. I mean, just Stan Winston really pulled out all the stops for that
Yeah.
design. Like, there's so many like specific moving parts. It's
Yeah.
so impressive. Not to like give these guys a pass.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the like.
Yeah.
All right, like you. Yeah, we
It
all
should
know.
be challenging.
It
Yeah,
should be.
They should. Yeah. They should.
And
Exactly.
but I also think you need to call out stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Um,
Absolutely.
I will just say that one of my favorite themes that is going through this issue, and we saw it with like while Logan's fighting at the bar, the Predator's testing his new toys, but we see it really here when they're both injured. They're kindred spirits.
Right. They're survivors. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going through the same thing at the same time, and it's also like these guys aren't so different, are they?
And they're both young.
It's great. I like it.
We get a healing scene of
Mhm.
sorts, the classic, like he pulls out the med kit with all the green blood everywhere, and Wolverine goes to do his Wolverine thing, and they're mirrored with their actions of pulling stuff out and the screaming, and I really
I found that was
enjoyed
pretty
that
good.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that
Herb,
visually looked
there's
pretty well.
someone in the bathroom.
I always think about that scene. There was a cover when Marvel had yet to release Predator, but they were doing all those like Marvel Universe versus Predator covers. There was one, I think it was the Champions or something. It was like the team Ms. Marvel and like little Nova and them.
Miles.
Yeah. There was a Predator. It was a great cover. There was a Predator on one side of the wall and then all the
I've got
kids
the one.
on the other.
Yes.
And I think Kamala's holding a broom.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if that's like a direct reference, but that's so funny.
Yeah.
That
I love that.
Predator too, she has the broom,
I don't think he gives a shit.
Yeah,
So good. That's one of my favorite.
Oh, it's
that is awesome.
Oh,
That's when is that when Harrigan shows her his badge?
I'm a cop.
Yeah, he's like,
I don't
Yeah.
think he
I don't
gives a
think he
shit.
gives a shit. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Herb never did come and check what was in that bag.
Yeah, no, he really did not.
Herb unseen.
He did not want to miss his Wheel of Fortune or whatever they were watching.
That was his top priority.
right.
The Wolverine tricks the Predator into getting attacked by his roommate, the bear, and the bear calls the Predator a whore.
Yes. That actually might be my favorite panel.
Whore!
I love that when the bear grabs him. I think that's fantastic.
Beautifully,
yeah.
animals beautifully drawn as well.
Yeah.
In that scene, for sure, the bear looks great. Yeah, it is very exciting.
And you guys were 100% right. It was the bear claws that caused those marks on Predator's mask there.
It was kind of tough to get that. The first time I read this, I went back to that panel a couple of times because I was like, is the Predator like slashing at the bear? Is that what's happening there?
Yeah.
But then I looked at the helmet and I saw the marks and I said, oh no, he was the one who was slashed.
I think Greg Land on that same page probably swiped a Superman image for that Wolverine smile because it just does not look like Wolverine at all.
I
Even
kind
a young
of
Logan.
He looks like Superman with long hair.
I kind of like, in a weird way. I mean, it does look off.
Yeah.
Particularly like, I mean, things get weird, like the arm,
Yeah.
But like, perspective gets all weird. I get it, but I kind of liked that scene.
Yeah.
Just because it's like I've never seen him smile like that before. That's probably like he still has a little bit of hope for life.
Human,
the
humanity.
he's still got his youth, like, of sorts,
exuberance.
Yeah, like just a little glimmer of it. It's about to be completely obliterated.
Yeah.
But it does look a bit it's not quite. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get what you're saying.
Our poor bear friend doesn't survive though.
Oh, I know. I felt bad for
No,
him.
open
Little head.
2 for Bears
But-
versus Predator.
Yeah.
But then we get
Isn't it 0 for 3, Sparky? Wasn't there that short miniseries with a bear?
yeah.
Is it called Feral or something? What's it
Yeah,
called?
it was called Primal, wasn't
It was
it?
a Predator.
Oh,
Predator
yeah.
Primal.
That's
Primal.
right.
And it was just
Wow.
it was a 2-issue thing where he fought a bear, and then of course the bear
Primal.
and prey, and yeah,
We should
That's
cover that
right.
sometime.
yeah, it's in the omnibus, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Or it might be a volume 2 thing. I don't know, but
Ooh, volume 2,
Oh.
the FOC
Yeah,
passed for that, and I'm getting the direct market cover. I'm very excited.
Ooh, yeah. Nice.
I might have to
Lovely.
put in some
Yes.
omnibus orders at a certain comic shop. That I'm starting to- But we get a time skip. We're still not present day. We get a time skip of many years ago in South America, and I love this because it was just like a straight up X-Men version of the first Predator movie.
Oh, I know. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And the art
With
is
the weird
by
bat
Andrea
guy.
DeVito
Yeah.
for the Team X segment, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Ray, you had dropped out when we were talking about. We're pretty sure Cruel and Jackson are original characters that are meant to be here to die.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at it again. I think Jackson is a female character.
Okay.
Okay.
Just from the
Okay.
silhouette, it's looking a little more hourglass, a little less Dorito.
I was gonna say you wouldn't know from that big ass Rob Liefeld gun she's got in her hand, but
The giant
I
shoulder
do,
pads.
yeah, no, I do love how they all have those big shoulder pads and the giant
very
guns
90s.
and, yeah,
Very
no, it
90s.
evokes
Yeah.
that era. It's really good.
And
Totally.
Percy definitely has Sabretooth's voice down, like
Oh, yeah.
runt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Very
yeah.
much so.
He's great.
Yeah.
But
That's a good. It was a surprise. I mean, apart from us discussing the cover to issue 2, where we discussed Maverick was on there.
mhm.
It was a surprise. There was a little bit of a swing to all of a sudden have this commando unit. I think from the story that we had preceding, like in this, it was good. It was a nice shift.
Yes. I thought they were going to end it circling back to the beginning
Yeah.
Yes.
where Logan
yes.
was fighting for his life, had a big hole blasted out of his shoulder and all this stuff.
Oh,
I
that's
thought
going to
that-
be the very end, I think.
That's going to be the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And
I
Good. I mean, sorry, Sparky.
No, Ray, you go.
Oh no, I would just say it's a good lead into the second issue. Like I think it'd be great to get the likes of Maverick and Sabretooth, the other characters that we know, kind of touching upon more of the Marvel universe, and just it's not just Wolverine isolated against a Predator. It kind of it's really encouraging to see a Predator amongst more than one like Marvel character. It's good.
Mm-hmm. And I always mark out for a net scene. The net.
Yeah.
Oh,
is
yeah.
used,
Yeah.
and we get
Very
our big reveal that it's multiple predators.
Yeah, he brought friends.
Yeah.
He went back to the clan ship or wherever. It was like, guys, you'll never guess what I found
Right.
on this planet.
It's that little guy that
That's
kicked my
little
ass,
guy.
and he's got friends.
Yeah.
We can
Let's just
each
get
have
drunk
one.
One
and
of
go
them
for
was
it.
a bear.
Yeah, exactly.
Now they're different.
Yeah.
Like, like of course,
Yeah.
if they heard about this,
So,
like
I
he can heal.
Yeah.
mhm. They
And
would think
for-
he was the most fascinating prey of all time.
Absolutely.
Oh my god, they haven't seen Sabretooth. They haven't seen.
Right.
I
you
know. I'm
Maverick,
so
right?
excited.
I'm
and-
Yeah.
honestly surprised that Wade isn't in here. Like, where's Deadpool?
Oh,
No.
But
well,
I don't want him in there. But I'm
Yeah.
surprised they didn't go for it.
I'm happy
They're-
with
they're,
it,
I'm
but
sure
we
they're
see
saving
Maverick.
it. I'm sure they're saving it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I have a
Sparky, was that?
question.
Sorry.
I have a question. So obviously these Marvel series haven't really named their predators. We kind of got one in the first Ed Brisson, but not really. So I've decided I am going to name our main predator here. At least I am, and I want everyone's input. What you think the name would be? I'm calling this predator Goblin.
Oh.
Because the design on his forehead of his mask looks like the armor that the Green and Hobgoblin wear. It's the scaly kind of
Yes.
armor there. So
pretty good.
his name's Goblin.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it evokes Aquaman for me.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I feel like we gotta give it some time. We
Yeah.
should wait to see what else he's got going on.
Well, if I
'cause-
say Goblin, everyone knows what I'm talking about. Okay.
That's right. Okay.
I'm gonna
It'll
call
probably
him
stick.
I'm gonna call him the Whale Hunter because that's the first time I've ever seen a
Free
Yautja
Willy.
on top of an orca.
That-
That's wild.
I think that's just more evidence for Aquaman, but
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Arthur. His name's Arthur.
That's right.
Yeah.
I do love that he brought friends, and I don't
Yeah.
know if you guys have read the blurb for issue number 2.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
I'm very excited. 'cause I
What is
think
it? Have you got it handy? So,
I don't have it handy right
Wow.
now. If someone wants to
Give
got
us
it.
the cliff
bring it up,
notes.
but
I've got it.
essentially, oh yeah,
At a
Justin.
time when Logan barely knows his own name and is running Black Ops side by side with Sabretooth and Maverick as Team X, how can he make it through round 2 with a predator he doesn't remember fighting? Plus, the first glimpse of Weapon X.
yeah.
I just
Hey, Justin,
I
you
love
forgot
how it's keyed up like that.
exactly. Justin, you forgot the in a world.
Oh, in a world.
In our first glimpse at Weapon X.
The one for number 3, and we don't have to read it. I feel like some readers, they don't like being tipped
Yeah.
off to
Yep.
things too
Sure.
early. But I'm very excited for that one too. It
Nice.
sounds very cool. I just love the time jump idea
Me
Yep.
that
too.
they had. Like,
Me too.
Yeah.
Three
So
different
good.
eras in one book. It's great.
Yeah.
I hope I know it might be a little too much, but it is in line with Wolverine. I would love to see Omega Red show up in this book
Oh yeah.
because
It'd be cool. He's
Predator
dangerous. Yeah.
Predator versus a serial killer mutant. That's just
Especially one with that power set.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great fight.
Cancerous.
Because
Yeah.
I I don't think we're gonna get Cyber in this book.
Well, he's hoping. We can always hope. Tracking back, Sparky, to you did say to put a pin in it. You had the
Mhm.
oh yeah,
yeah.
okay,
About-
gentlemen.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think if we want to get into our little ideas for what we would like to see Marvel do next, I know we kind of did briefly before, but
Yep.
I was thinking about it some more. And I remember before being like, oh, it's probably a little too late after starting with a big gun like Wolverine to do like a Kraven versus Predator or something.
Mhm.
But I thought, okay, what about if they're impressed with Wolverine and his healing factors and stuff?
Mhm.
Deadpool, obviously. Deadpool
Mhm.
versus Predator,
Mhm.
but not just any Predator. I think it should be a female Predator.
Mm.
In
Oh,
one of the short stories, there was an AVP anthology that came out a while back, and it's a really fascinating story. The main character is this female Predator who essentially is kind of pigeonholed in a sense that the clan elders are like, hey, you're the last surviving descendant of your family line. All your brothers are dead. Everyone else is dead. It's just you. You better get back home and have some babies. Otherwise, that's it. So, like, we're going to send you on this mission. You're going to do some reconnaissance, just get info, and then come back home. You got to get busy. And she is like, no, I haven't had a chance to hunt a xenomorph or, the hard meat, as they call them. Like, I really, like, she's so determined. I'm going to go there and do my reconnaissance, right? But then I'm getting myself an alien skull. It's my last chance. I need that glory. And it's such a cool story to see her
That's a
do
cool
this.
idea. Yeah.
And
it
I
is
love
great.
this idea of taking a character like that kind of borrowing from that. And this poor predator doesn't know when she's like, "This guy looks tough," you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Wade Wilson, it's like, "What
Yeah.
do you do with that? Like, what do you do? You know, like,
He
like
would
why
what-
won't he die?"
He would.
What does it
He
keep
would
on
also.
shattering?
He would also 100% hit on her.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, I
and
was just
that's the
saying,
thing.
yeah.
And
I
she
think
would
be
have
so
no
funny.
idea.
Yeah, it'd
Yeah.
be
He would
so
have no
funny.
idea.
And he'd be aware of the Predator like franchise, like
Yeah,
think of,
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
lady, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
best for everyone involved if we both just keep our masks on.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't want to
Yeah.
see what's under there, and you definitely don't want to see what's under here. You know,
Right.
like it'd be
That's
so
pretty funny.
funny. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure, like, you know,
That'd be
it'd be a
great.
lot of like kind of it could be like an actual like super violent comedy
Yeah.
with this
Mm,
like
mhm.
you're rooting for her, you know, like you want
Right.
her
Yeah.
to succeed, but also you enjoy seeing like the Deadpoolness of it all.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think like
Yeah, yeah.
ultimately like I could see him realizing what she's there for and then maybe trying to help her out
Mm.
in some way.
Yeah. Because he is good
Uh,
after all.
The
so-
Yeah,
most.
yeah.
I've already thought of the ending.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like she takes his head and brings it back to her ship, and he just keeps talking.
He's still alive.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
still-
yeah.
No, and that's
Will
what
he ever
that's what
shut up?
I can like I've pictured that scene of
Yeah.
her like
Yeah, yeah.
just like just trying, and maybe in the end he like, okay, just hold still, you know, like don't say
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
and just let me show
Stunk.
them,
That's it.
you
Yeah.
know. Like I
And
could
and
just that'd be
as
really
as
fun.
she's
Awesome story.
as she's taking him to the ship, he's like, "Does this mean I get to meet the Lakers?"
Yeah, you know, there'd be so many silly jokes. And of course,
Yeah, you
I'm
can do
sure,
so many
like,
references. Yeah.
spelling all this out. Obviously, Marvel can't use this now. You know, like I totally
Right,
get
yeah.
it. Like that's
Unless-
fine.
Yeah.
But like, I just
That's
think
cool.
it's something like that would be very cool. It'd be very
Yeah.
fun, and it'd be fun to actually see a. We haven't had a female Predator in the comics since I can't remember what came
It's been-
first. If it was
it's
the
been a
Chris
long
Claremont
time.
miniseries,
Deadliest,
Deadliest of the Species, or there was that like Witchblade crossover.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
But I think those are the only two we've seen, and
Mhm.
so I think
Yeah.
it'd be fun
Right.
if Marvel was like,
And-
you know what, let's do this.
Yeah.
And I like the marrying of the violent ultra violence and the comedy as well.
Mhm.
That's what you can do with Wade. So I think that's
Right.
Yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Mm.
Well, I got an idea when you were just like, "Hey, what are some of your ideas?" One that instantly came into my mind is Predator is hunting in Latveria
Ooh.
Ooh.
and
Yeah.
is promptly kidnapped by one Victor Von Doom.
Oh, that would be wild.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
he's trying to study this thing, and so you're like, the Predator's our hero because he's trying to escape the clutches of Doctor Doom.
He's running
Yeah,
through the
because
gauntlet
Doctor
of
Doom
cast-
is like a major baddie.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know if they've even experienced magic. I mean, I'm sure they have.
Yeah.
Space is infinite.
Or maybe
but,
in the
like,
books. Yeah, in the novels and stuff. But yeah.
My other would
even
be.
still, I don't remember. Sorry, go ahead.
No.
I was just gonna say my other would be Predator and Howard the Duck. That just that's what I want.
Yeah.
That would be. I think that would have to be on the same. They would have
Oh,
to
yeah.
pull an Archie versus Predator style story.
Mm.
and have it really Steve Gerber like, of course, as well.
Yeah,
that'd be
Yes.
awesome.
absolutely. Oh,
Yeah.
And I could,
Yeah.
of course, have Dr. Bong in there.
Oh, of course. Yeah, naturally.
Could voice
of
him.
course.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the kidney
I-
lady.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
there'd be
Yeah,
so there'd
yeah,
be so much they
I
could
love
do.
it.
It'd be fun.
I was just thinking. I would have thought like Predator and Terror Inc. would be really cool. I don't know.
Ooh,
if you guys-
yeah.
Oh, man.
And
yeah.
it would
Ooh.
Shrek.
I love
um,
Terror Inc.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the
that's a big hit.
the idea would be that the Predator's like killing these people that are important for Terror Inc.'s investigation. So he'd actually go and steal the trophies, like the
Mhm.
skull and the
Yes.
spine, and put them on his.
Yes.
And the Predator's going, "What are you doing, pal?"
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
so there'd be
I
some sort
love
of conflict there. But yeah, I just always love the gruesomeness of Terror Inc. And yeah, I reckon it work well horror wise with Predator.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
that's
yeah.
great.
Any ideas, Justin?
Oh, you guys are gonna love this one. Elsa Bloodstone, Monster Hunter.
Oh, yes. That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh,
Her
Yeah, that would be-
snarkiness. Yeah, I'd
Yes.
love that. I would love
Yeah.
That would be so
Two
cool.
hunters pitted against each other. Oh man.
Well, I've had the idea for years. It kind of ties into that, Justin. And this wouldn't even have to be Marvel because public domain. Predator versus Dracula.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
that would be really good.
Throw in the Frankenstein monster. Throw
Yeah, let's
in
get
a
Universal.
werewolf.
by
Yeah,
night.
The
yeah.
Universal
Yeah.
monsters. Yeah,
Yeah.
The living mummy. Yeah, do it.
I just
Yeah.
want to imagine like the Predator fighting these monsters that he doesn't have any idea how to kill. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, that's
thro-
what we want more of, like, what would the Predator do?
right.
You know,
He,
like,
he throws his disc at Dracula, and Dracula is just like
Turns into mist. Yeah.
Ooh. Explodes into bats or whatever. Like, yeah, that
Or
would
would he
it'd be
drink
so
his
fun.
blood? You know, and what would happen?
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
become,
we don't
Ooh,
know.
This
actually,
is,
Ooh, yeah.
that
I
is
know.
really
A
interesting.
vampire Yautja. Ooh.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
hope Dracula doesn't bite a xenomorph.
Well, Dracula also, we can assume, has regenerative
Yeah,
True.
powers, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just with the coffin, or I don't know. I don't know the rules.
Right.
They're
Boy, do
made
I
up,
have a
right?
podcast for you.
Yeah. That's true.
The Yautja blood, actually, in some of the extended lore stuff, it has healing properties.
Mm.
And it increases a person's longevity. It's been brought up in like some, I think Concrete Jungle, maybe,
Okay.
and also
Okay.
some of the comics and stuff. There's actually a man. It's so gross too. It's so weird to be grossed out by, like, it's crazy because I'll watch The Predator and I'll read these comics with humans strung up and skinned and beheaded all day. But seeing a Yautja strung up with his head in a boiling pot of gumbo,
Oh.
so
yeah.
gross, so
Yeah.
gross. But
That's
like
Yep.
seeing people eat the Yautja and how that's become sort of a thing in some of the stories of, like, oh, if you eat their hearts, it extends your life.
Oh.
It makes you like almost immortal. Like, you can, it's like the fountain of youth.
Nice.
Yeah.
that's interesting.
It's a very interesting story thread, I think. But like, Dracula's already immortal, so
Right.
I don't know if he'd
Yeah,
get
he
much
doesn't-
benefit from
yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's good for you.
He might like the exotic taste. He's like,
Yeah.
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 glowing
He's
green
trying
blood in
another-
a while.
Yeah.
It's a great vintage.
Culinary delights. Yeah.
I will
Tastes like
say
lemon lime.
I don't think we mentioned this, but is this not the first Marvel Predator to say Yautja?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
You're right.
That was
Which-
weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
it is.
Wolverine called him that.
Yeah, very, very bizarre. I didn't notice that it first appears on the credits page, where
Yes.
it gives
A
you
little write up in the beginning.
Yeah, for the Predator, it says, for centuries the Yautja have hunted the inhabitants of Earth. And I'll admit, like, I know the Predator, I know Wolverine. I usually don't read those. Like, I look at the credits and I see who the artists are and all the people, and then I just get into the story. So I didn't realize that they, like, right away, like right as the credits roll, so to speak, they throw in the Yautja word, and then when Wolverine, as the narrator in the, like, present day voice, calls him a Yautja, I instantly was like, how does he know that word? Right?
Didn't you have the theory on the previous episode that maybe Professor X is involved with that?
That's the
Yeah,
only explanation, right?
Mind
Yeah.
wipe.
But I wouldn't call that a theory, even more of like a
Justification,
mental
right?
gymnastics
Right.
of how it
Yeah.
could be possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems very, like, how does he know? Like, it would
Right.
have to be something
Yeah.
like that. Like,
Mhm.
and I know the X-Men go into space a lot,
Yeah.
and as we know, the Marvel universe has plenty of alien, like, known alien
Mm.
species.
Yep.
You know, like the Shi'ar and the Kree and all of them. So,
Mhm.
like,
Well,
it
they-
wouldn't be
yeah.
out of the realm of possibility for
Right.
Wolverine to know the Yautja, but I have to just think that, like, this is certainly not canon to.
How did they
No.
not? How did they not have the predator hunting a pack of brood in this?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It's a bit on the nose.
Yeah,
That's right
on the
why
nose,
it's
yeah.
perfect.
We've
That's
got
why
to
it's
see that at some
perfect.
point, though. We have to see that at some point.
Yeah, that
But,
would
yeah,
be that would be fun.
There could also be an explanation, I guess, maybe at the end of this story.
Mhm.
There's like a stalemate or a respect of some sorts, and maybe the predator, blurts out Yautja to try and say that this is who I am. So we can.
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
It's a
Yeah.
good. I hope Magneto doesn't show up because the Predator's not lasting long against him.
No.
Um,
That'd
is
be a
that
very
metal?
good
Is that a metal helmet you've got on?
crunch. It's a
Yeah,
big
see, they're
bright
so,
green
like,
splatter all over the place.
I
well, nothing
really,
on the periodic table. Sorry.
That's true.
I really
Yeah.
hope that I like the primal
Mm.
nature of the predator, and
Yeah.
so
Mm.
I do like that. Typically, they're not shown with supernatural powers of any kind.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I hope it stays that way.
Yeah,
me
But
too.
I'm kind of it certainly limits them in terms of
Yeah.
opponents in the Marvel comic universe because there's
Yeah.
just so many overpowered characters, and like
Mhm.
they just wouldn't stand a chance against so many of these guys. So
I
But, I mean,
just
I love-
thought of.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ray.
Sorry, I just love the contrast though, of that primalness, as you're saying, Sparky, but they're also this amazingly technological race, which
yeah,
which is really cool. So I think they could potentially level the playing field if you start playing into their technology, because that is something that they're very strong in.
yeah. If they have devices that do some fun stuff with like magnetic
Mm.
fields,
Mhm.
Yeah,
buffers,
yeah.
and things, I can see how that against like someone like Magneto, for example,
We
that
need
would be fun.
a Predator Sorcerer Supreme now. No, but no. You guys just gave me the idea that. Don't tell me I lost it.
Oh, sorry,
Oh.
Russell.
Oh, it's
I-
Was
okay.
it ever there to begin with? Who knows? Who knows?
Ooh, man. Oh, okay, I got it. So, Predator versus Moon Knight. We all want it.
No, yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
we're
I
all-
I
we're-
would I
we're all
would
Moon Knight
have a
fans.
firstborn just to sacrifice them to get Moon Knight versus Predator.
But
Yes.
Oh my God.
Imagine the Predator in the first issue kills Moon Knight. He's dead.
Yep.
Gone.
Like for sure dead.
For sure
Yep.
dead. And Khonshu brings him back. And now the Moon Knight is hunting the Predator, and the Predator's like,
What
I
the
killed you.
What?
Holy shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be so
That'll be great.
mwah,
Yeah.
that'd be so good.
Or
That'd be
just as
good.
he's about to take his trophy, the spinal column, he rises up and grabs his wrist.
Mm.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
chilling. That would be cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I can't express how much I would love to see that. But
So, should we give this a rating? And
Yeah.
What do you think, Sparky? What's your rating?
it's out of it's out of 5,
skulls.
right?
Five
Mm-hmm.
skulls.
Man, I'm gonna have to give this a nice strong 4 out of 5 skulls.
Mhm. Nice.
Mhm.
It's a great
Mhm.
start.
Nice. How about yourself, Justin?
I think I would give this one 3.5 out of 5. There were parts of the art that really jangled me a little bit.
Mhm.
But I think that's going to improve in the later issues. I think the later
Yeah.
issues are going to get higher marks. But some of this, like, it was mainly the look of the Yucha that I had troubles with. It looked like the armor is way too big for him. And it just, all the scenes with him kind of, it looking like that just kind of set me off a little bit. But that was the only
Yeah.
gripe I had. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Russell?
I am giving this a 4.5 out of 5
Nice.
because
Mhm.
I was really invested in the story. It doesn't get the perfect score because some of the art was wonky, but I can overlook art a lot.
Mm.
Sometimes it's beyond help, like Hulk 29 but no, I was invested enough in this to almost give it a perfect score.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'd give it
What's your
I'd give it Yeah, 4, I think, as well. I was
Cool.
just
Nice.
I was really pleasantly surprised at it. I didn't expect it to be that enjoyable. But yeah, as first issues go, there's a lot of lead ups. We'll see where it takes us. But I think the beats were there. And there were enough kind of like surprises. But yeah, there was also offset with a few tropey kind of things as well. Even that opening to me just reminded me purely of Wolverine versus Hulk. So it's that sort of same thing. So a lot of original ideas, but at the same time, a lot of retread ideas as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Pretty cool.
Right.
And we did get a comment too while we were going from Isaiah Ponce. He said, "I loved this issue. Can't wait for the next 3 issues." We definitely agree.
Oh, thank you, Isaiah. Yeah,
and
that's
we also have to shout out our.
That's right. We have a shout out.
Oh,
yes.
a shout out to a big shout out to Ivan. Sorry, Ivan from the Dominican Republic, dropped in a line a fair few weeks ago saying he loves the show, asking where to get Predator material because it sounds like there aren't many LCSs in the Dominican Republic. Shame on you. So I led him towards online, stores and such. So big shout out. And he recently attended a music concert by none other than Ruben Blades, also known as Danny Boy.
Danny
Oh God!
It has not
Danny
been a
Boy.
nice day.
It has not been a nice day.
I love that.
Yeah, so he's for those that don't know, I mean, before he became an esteemed and established actor, he's a musician. So Ruben Blades has been still been performing and making music throughout these decades, and yeah, he performed in the Dominican Republic. So big shout out to you, Ivan, and hope you keep on listening.
Yeah, thank you, Ivan. We definitely appreciate that. That's cool.
Well,
Well, next time is the plan. Next time we're going to cover issue number 2. I think by the time we're due to record next, issue number 2 will be out.
Yes,
so we'll keep the Wolverine train rolling on.
Train
Sounds
rolling. Oh no!
Yeah.
It's always been a blast catching up with you guys. It's amazing where where the conversations veer towards. We twist and turn. We go back to the comics and then we go out again. I love it all. I hope the listeners are loving it too. If you love Yocha, you'll love just this banter. It's great.
Then you'll love us.
Yes, the HOTU Clan, your HOTU Clan.
Give us money. No, just
Bob.
We're not there
just keep
yet.
on listening. No, we're not there. Just say hello to Bob. Drop us a line. That's
right.
Actually. This
Yes,
is probably
come-
a good.
Come find our Discord server. Where do we post the link for that? We gotta put that
we can
somewhere.
put that on.
Put it
I'll
on
put
the
that in. I'll put
Facebook
that in the show
page.
notes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
show
put it on the
notes,
Facebook page as well.
Facebook.
Show notes.
Sweethearts.
Sweetheart X.
No,
X and Blue Sky.
I'm
We're on
not
Blue
calling
Sky
it
as well.
that. I'm not calling it that.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
been using
Well,
Brand X.
I can make a Blue Sky post as well.
Yeah. Oh, great. Awesome.
Oh yeah.
For
Blue
the
Sky.
Discord
Yeah.
server. So
Cool.
So, listeners, sorry.
I was just going to say, Sparky, why don't you tell us about your comic book shop and where people can order from it?
Yeah.
yes, so I work at Comics to Astonish in Columbia, Maryland, and we have a website, comicstoastonish.com. We ship all over the place, and if you're local to the area, we also offer in-store pickup. We get a lot of different covers. We often order the incentive covers for things. We do special requests, so come check it out. And if you have any questions, you can just give us a call or send us an email through the website, or come find me in the Discord server. And it's Comics to Astonish in Columbia, Maryland.
We'll be sure to have that in the show notes as well. Every episode that comes out from now on, of course.
Thank you.
And can I briefly just shout out that I started a new podcast project?
Of course.
Oh yeah, go for it, Russell.
Taste the Pod of Dracula is the of the podcast.
I love it.
And that's going to be airing throughout this month of October. We've already got 2 episodes out, 3 more coming, including a very special interview episode. Ooh.
Oh,
But yeah,
The ghost of Vincent Price.
my my co-host Josh Link and I are doing that, and it's going to be like a seasonal thing, and we're going to come back every so often and do some more. But yeah,
very cool.
Nice.
Perfect for spooky month.
Yeah,
Absolutely. That's great. That's
Great
very
for
exciting.
October.
Awesome. And Justin, you have to share the Lost Library of
yes.
Legends.
Yes, thank you for reminding me, Ray. I finally got my solo project, the podcast, The Lost Library of Legends, which I've been talking about for the better part of the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I finally got the introductory episode completed, and it's out there for people to listen to if they do a search for it. In that episode, I mainly talk about the format of the show and what you're going to hear going forward. And I hope to have, in this month, October, 2 more episodes coming out. So I'll announce those on our next episode if I can manage to get those done in time.
I believe in you.
Thank you.
I believe.
You can do
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
So all of this will be in the show notes as well. You can also catch me. I linger around. Just ask your friends. I'm there somewhere. Ray Pod. Just like a bad smell. I never go away. So it'll all be there on the show notes. But plenty of places to find all of us as well. So yes. Yeah.
And until next time, remember everybody.
Shit happens.
See you, everyone.